Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. And now for soul-crushing, horrific, depressing news. Jesse Marsch is now the head coach of the Canadian national team. And he also... And gentlemen, before we get into anything that actually hurts the soul, how ridiculous is his job title?
What do you mean?
It's like MLS presents Jesse Marsch, the Canadian national team head coach. Because, like, literally, because the Canadian national team's financial disarray, they had to get money out of the 3 MLS owners in Canada to also chip in and pay his salary.
Really?
Oof.
Yeah,
I
did you
didn't know
not?
that.
Yeah. So it's like literally like, like a concert, like Jam Productions presents, like MLS presents the Canadian national team head coach, Jesse Marsch.
Can you imagine that conversation between the president of the Canadian Soccer Federation, like going up to like all the clubs, like, hey man, I'm glad things are working out for you, but any chance you could like kick over a couple of million our way? We have this plan to get a new head coach.
So beyond all the panhandling that had to happen to get him there, how do we feel? I feel like this is a massive, gigantic, meteor-shaped destruction, miss for the Chicago Fire, but also for the U.S. men's national team.
I feel like Canada got the best coach for the U.S. men's national team.
Yes, but here's the thing. Here's the flip side. I guarantee you, depending how Canada does the next, whatever World Cup cycle or World Cup, it's going to determine whether or not Jesse Marsch is going to be the head coach of the U.S. men's national team.
Well, I mean, what
if he crashes and burns, I guarantee you that everybody that was on that Jesse Marsch bandwagon is going to be like,
CPG. If he doesn't crash and burn and he's successful, he ain't never coming back.
No, he's got his job.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's gonna be gunning for that U.S. men's national team job, bro. Easy.
Well, I don't think so, man. Here's the only scenario he comes to the U.S. now is either after the World Cup cycle, or if Canada does well in the Copa America and we bounce out in the group stage and we back up the Brinks truck. But even then, I think he's going to tell us to go pound sand. Like, honestly, I don't know how this could have been any worse. We're still stuck with Berhalter. He was and then here's the thing. I was like, he why take the Canadian job? He turned down different premiership jobs, championship jobs, looking for the right fit.
What?
Went to podcast, put poor Heath Pierce out of work.
Wasn't he?
And then he and then he was linked to South Korea.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Wasn't he linked to? He was like a finalist for South Korea. Like
they were having talks. So why would he take the Canadian job? And then why?
I know why.
Why?
Because he could go to Wisconsin whenever he wants. And it's a short trip. That's all.
He could have done that from Chicago. He could have run this franchise for 5 years.
Look, man. Chicago and every head coach around the world, except for really bad ones, Chicago is like coaching a Sunday afternoon league.
Well, they backed up the Brinks. They backed up the Brinks truck for him, and he said no. And he didn't want to be a coach here so bad that he decided to go to the Canadian national team. The team has some talent, but there's a reason they didn't perform at the World Cup. It's that their amenities, their federation on a whole is a joke. It can't handle having 2 successful teams in their men's and women's team.
Let's be honest here. The Canadian Soccer Federation is run like a freaking I don't want to disrespect any organization. I'll just say it like this. It's run by a flag football community center, recreational sporting event.
Yeah, it definitely feels like
the Park
soccer
District
falls somewhere behind maple syrup in the list of priorities. I do see what you're saying there. It's just
It's not run. It's not like the U.S. soccer where U.S. soccer has its fingers everywhere, and you see U.S. soccer all over the place. Whenever the U.S. men's national team comes to town,
yeah, they got their fingers in everything, man. Numbers, prostitution. No, I'm kidding.
Do you guys think that Canada has the talent that's gonna, measure up to what Marsh needs, and
no,
compared to what he would have had in America? Because
are you kidding me?
I'm hearing a pundit say that he's probably gonna want to do too much too quickly with this team.
No way,
probably.
Dude, no. He's like a fanatical Red Bull, right? Let's be real. He's a fanatical Red Bull, which means
a drinker.
But like you with their style of soccer with the high press, right? So I get that you can't teach all the intricacies of it.
Come on, am I the only one on manhandling handling the sound here? Hit that on for the DPG there.
Oh man!
All I'm trying to say is he has a fuck ton of fast guys when he could really just be like, go run at these people and make them nervous because they're just as disorganized as us.
You know who plays like that too? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Who?
Jamaica.
Well, they win games they're not supposed to all the goddamn time. That's all Jesse Marsch
You know who else?
Supposed to.
You know who else kind of plays like that too? Maybe not as fast, but fast enough. Panama.
Okay, but
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Jesse Marsch is taking a team. Jesse Marsch is taking a team that probably has like 1/4 of the talent that the U.S. men's national team has.
Are you sure about this? They got Kyle Larin. They got Kyle Larin leading the front. They got Jonathan David also up front, and they're really good. They got Quan Noir, who's a really good player who wants out of Montreal. They got Ahmed, who's a pretty decent player.
Let me ask you this.
He's single-handedly leading Vancouver Whitecaps to the top of the table right now. You got Steven, I don't know his last name. You got Kone, who plays for Watford. You got, but Steven plays for FC Porto. Alphonso Davies plays for Bayern Munich. You got Kennedy.
You mean he plays for Real Madrid?
Who plays for Wolfsburger. And
Wolfsburger.
Bombito plays for Colorado. And Buchanan, I don't know, some guy who plays for Inter Milan.
Let me ask you this. On a full U.S. men's national team lineup, is there any MLS guys that start?
Not at full strength.
Okay. James, you just mentioned like a handful of MLS guys.
3. They have 3 and their goalie. So 4 total.
So anytime I hear an MLS guy in a lineup for the U.S. men's national team, to me, that's a weak spot right there.
But that's your American soccer inferiority complex showing. Like
it's a weak spot,
like
sir.
No other team acts like that, dude. They've got MLS guys like Hache Rios was on Argentina's team playing for the Chicago Fire. You know what I mean? Like
who?
Oh god, what's his name? Cacho Rios?
Are you talking about Rios from Uruguay?
Yeah, what did I say? Argentina?
Argentina. I was like, who?
My bad. But Uruguay, like, I mean, on a very good Uruguay team, nonetheless. I don't know, man. I'm really pissed because I feel like not only did the U.S. miss out, but Chicago missed out, like, big time. Like,
I don't think Chicago missed out, bro. First of all,
you don't think Jesse Marsch could have done something?
He could have done a lot, but nobody wants Chicago fired. And that was evident by the laziness of our owner that didn't want to go out and hire a real coach and instead settle for the guy that's been a janitor, that's been a field keeper, that's been an announcer, that's been an intern, that's been what else? What am I missing? Technical director, that's been a player. What else? What other role have you been given Copas?
Commentator, Sparky, ticket sales.
That's next. I'm expecting Copas, one day he might not be a head coach. He's gonna pull out the mask, the Sparky mask, and you're gonna see Copas. That's all it is, man.
He's not the hero we want. He's the hero we deserve. James, you've been shockingly quiet. Are you not a huge Marsh guy? Because I remember you telling me you thought Greg Berhalter over Marsh.
I'm sad. I'm sad for USA. This is the best coach for USA right now.
Over Berhalter.
The fact that Canada is getting him is for this. I mean, like, they got the best coach in North America. Sorry to say. Wait, who is the best coach in North America coaching for Mexico? No. Is it coaching for USA with Berhalter? No. It's Jesse Marsch. He's the best coach in North America right now.
You know what's the sad? Part about this?
He's the coach of Canada, which makes him the best national team coach in North America right now. And it's sad that it's not the U.S. coach going into the World Cup.
So you know what's sad about all of this? Is that at one point, U.S. soccer had their first pickings on who was going to lead this team to the 2026 World Cup. They literally had top coaches trying to interview for this role. And they settled for the same guy that couldn't beat the Netherlands in a World Cup.
Well, that's because they asked Greg Berhalter for the model coach, and he described Greg Berhalter, and they went out and found Greg Berhalter. That's why. Yeah. That's why that shit happened.
Jesse Marsch was quoted as saying, "I can't wait to get started." Imagine if he said that about USA.
Well, I know the U.S. Federation is too busy trying to dunk on him with memes after Berhalter stumbled into a win. You know what I mean? It makes you want to pull my hair. After the Berhalter thing, I really, really, really had my hopes high that eventually, out of just attrition,
and the thing
he would eventually take the fire job.
The thing is that you can see all the technical weakness that Berhalter has from a U.S. men's national team standpoint. He's not tactically that adept to most situations. He gets out played by more experienced coaches. And I think this was the worst decision we could have gone. And yeah, I got mine right over there. Let me get it.
I don't have any U.S. swag anymore. I used to have a bunch, but
right there.
I don't know, man. I'm unhappy. Like I said, after the Greg Berhalter thing, I was pretty sure we weren't going to get him until after 2026. No. Okay. Hold on. I was gonna pull us out of this segment, but I do have one more question for everyone. Yeah. I want us to think about the worst case nuclear scenario. Greg Berhalter
that they fire Berhalter this coming next few weeks, and they reach out to Marsh and be like, "Hey, can we pay our buyout clause? Are you still interested?" Ain't gonna happen.
Not even.
Ain't gonna happen.
But even without Marsh, who is now the candidate for a U.S. coach?
Nobody.
When Berhalter flames out of the Copa America.
You know what? Wilfred Nancy.
Nah, he's looking for Europe. Yeah. He's looking for European jobs.
Look, the best thing that could happen to us is that Jesse Marsch's first check from the Canadian Soccer Federation bounces.
Yeah.
And he
complete and utter collapse of the Canadian dollar. That's the best thing we can hope for.
It just bounces, and Berhalter, and then U.S. Soccer realizes it and says, "You know what, Berhalter, we gotta let you go."
We have direct deposit here. Anyway. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit of the MLS madness that happened this week. And then we get to look ahead at a 2-game week for the Fire. Oh, my God. What could be better than for a bad team than 2 games in 1 week?
2 losses.
We'll find out. Yeah. Peace.